Previously, Elara stepped into the Black Keep, where the throne of the Alpha King pulsed with ancient shadows. Now, the blood moon rises, and a curse stirs. This is bound to the Alpha King, Chapter 2, The Alpha King's Curse. The blood moon still hung heavy in the sky when the Alpha King left Elara alone in her chamber. Outside her windows, the forest whispered, and the wolves prowled beneath the crimson light. But the castle itself did not sleep. Walls breathed with old magic. Mirrors trembled with whispers of the dead. And in the silence, Elara realized that her life had become a story no villager would believe, a tale of fire, shadows, and a king who was not quite man, not quite beast. The morning after. At dawn, the servants returned. They glided noiselessly, their eyes hollow, their mouths shut as if sewn with invisible thread. They washed her, clothed her in gowns of silk blacker than midnight, and led her down winding corridors into a vast dining hall. The table stretched endlessly, laden with golden plates and jeweled goblets. But only one seat was occupied. The Alpha King. He sat at the head of the table, his golden eyes fixed on her as she entered. His presence devoured the space, turning even the air into his possession. "Come," he commanded. Elara obeyed, her step small, her heart unsteady. She sat at the far end of the table, but his eyes pinned her as though she were seated upon his lap. "You will not eat?" he asked, his voice smooth, but edged with something sharp. "I have no appetite," she whispered. He leaned back, watching her. A bride who refuses to eat. Bold. Or foolish. "I am not your bride," Elara dared to say. The room stilled. Even the flames and the torches seemed to hesitate. The Alpha King's smile was slow, dangerous. "You are," he said softly. "You just do not know it yet." The beast within. Later that day, the king summoned her to the courtyard. The wolves were gathered there, silent shadows at the edges of stone. He stood among them, and as Elara approached, she saw what no villager had ever lived to describe. The change. His body rippled with power, bones shifting, muscles twisting. Fur burst across his skin, claws curved from his hands, and his face elongated into the monstrous beauty of a wolf. Yet his eyes remained, golden, blazing, unbreakable. The wolves lowered themselves to him, their alpha. But when his gaze turned to Elara, she did not see only the beast. She saw something else flicker behind those eyes, something lonely, something broken, something human. For the first time, she felt her fear twist into something far more dangerous. Desire. The storm. That night, a storm broke over the castle. Rain hammered the windows, thunder shook the towers, and lightning tore open the sky. Elara stood at the window of her chamber, watching the storm rage, when the door opened. He entered without a word. The Alpha King. His hair was damp from the rain, his cloak clung to his shoulders. And the golden fire in his eyes burned brighter in the darkness. "You should not stand so close to the window," he said, his voice low. "Why?" she asked. "The storm has a way of taking what does not belong to it." He moved closer, each step echoing louder than thunder. Shadows curled around him like living things, reaching, stretching, hungering. Elara's breath caught as he stopped before her. She could feel the heat of his body, the weight of his power. "Are you afraid of me, little one?" he asked. "Yes," she whispered. And then, his lips curved in the faintest smile. "Good." The first kiss. Lightning split the sky. The room glowed white, then fell into darkness again. In that darkness, he lowered his head. His lips brushed hers, not soft, not gentle, but commanding. Claiming. The kiss was fire and storm. Hunger and danger. It stole the air from her lungs, the strength from her knees, until all that remained was the pounding of her heart and the press of his mouth against hers. The shadows flared with the kiss, writhing across the walls, hissing like flames on water. The castle itself groaned, as if it could not bear their union. When he pulled back, his golden eyes burned hotter. "You should not let me kiss you," he murmured, his breath hot against her skin. "Why not?" she asked, her voice trembling. Because I might not stop.
Fall in love.
The curse awakens. That night, the horrors of the castle stirred. Elara woke to the sound of whispers, louder now, echoing through the chamber. The mirror across the room rippled, and the ghostly bride appeared again, her red gown torn, her hollow eyes wide with warning. This time, the ghost spoke. Her voice was thin, broken, but the words were clear. Every kiss feeds the curse. Every touch feeds the shadows. Leave, before he takes your soul. Elara stumbled back, heart racing, but before she could reply, the figure vanished into mist. On the mirror, new words formed. He cannot love without destroying. The beast's warning. The next day, the AlphaKing found her wandering the east wing. His expression was unreadable, but his voice was sharp when he spoke. You went where you should not go. There are ghosts in this castle, Elara said, her voice shaking. They warned me. He stepped closer, his shadow swallowing hers. Do not listen to the dead. They said you are cursed. His eyes darkened, fire dimming to ember. Then they told you the truth. The silence between them stretched like a blade. At last, he leaned down, his voice low, dangerous, aching. Do not fall in love with me, little one. For if you do, his hand brushed her cheek, softer than she expected. It will be the death of you. Kaelin's golden eyes locked on hers, fire and storm raging within him. But behind the throne, the shadows whispered her name. The throne is not only a seat, it is a prison. Chapter 3, The Cursed Throne, coming next.